Welcome back. If you watched episode 1, you know that your consciousness is ahead of time. The hedgehog taught us awareness. But the hedgehog was just the alert system. The overflowing toilet? The toilet is the emergency protocol. This dream happened to me twice. Not 5 years apart. Not 3 years apart, back to back. The same dream of an overflowing toilet, repeating and escalating in intensity. And each time I woke up more frustrated, more upset, unable to understand why this kept happening. Do you know that recurring dreams aren't glitches? They're not your brain being repetitive. Recurring dreams are your unconscious mind hitting the panic button. Your future self is screaming through time because something critical is about to break if you don't change course. The toilet overflows when boundaries fail, and boundaries fail for one reason. You've been absorbing what isn't yours to absorb. Think about what a toilet does. It's not just a fixture, it's a system, an infrastructure. Water comes in, it processes, it releases. The whole system works, as long as boundaries remain intact. Walls stay solid, pipes don't rupture, the flow remains controlled. But when something goes wrong, when someone disrespects the system, when you keep pushing waste through, that shouldn't be there. When external pressure mounts, the toilet overflows, and the overflow doesn't just stay in the bathroom, it spreads, it contaminates, it becomes everyone's problem. In my dream, I was trying to stop it, but I wasn't addressing the root cause. I was treating a symptom. And every time I woke up, in real life, the same pattern repeated. Someone in my circle would test my boundaries, I'd feel overwhelmed. I'd want to fix it for them, and nothing would change. This is the pattern that leads to resentment in relationships. The person closest to you becomes the person you'll unconsciously attack when you're full of unexpressed anger. It's backward. It's painful, but it's true. Your partner, your family, the people who love you most, they become the targets of displaced frustration because they're the safest place to dump what you can't hold anymore. You can't yell at your boss, so you snap at your partner. You can't confront toxic family, so you withdraw from your lover. You absorb negativity from the external world and project it onto your intimate relationships. This is what my dream was warning me about. The toilet represented my boundaries. The overflow represented the moment when I would start unconsciously hurting the person I loved most because I hadn't established or maintained healthy limits with everyone else. Now here's where this gets quantum. In episode 1, we learned that your consciousness processes future scenarios 3 to 4 days before they manifest. But the overflowing toilet isn't just predicting a personal boundary crisis. It's predicting a relationship crisis. And in the hedgehog to toilet sequence, there's an escalation. The hedgehog says, pay attention. The toilet says, if you don't act now, this accelerates. Neuroscience calls this the warning cascade. When your brain senses an incoming threat to your primary relationships, which are evolutionarily your survival mechanism, it escalates the urgency of dreams. The first warning is subtle, hedgehog. If you ignore it, the second warning is overwhelming, toilet. If you ignore that, the third warning becomes unavoidable, and we'll see what that is in episode 3. So what does the overflowing toilet specifically mean? It means, first, you have unprocessed emotions. Anger, resentment, grief, frustration. You're holding them because you think it's spiritual to stay calm, or mature to not react, or loving to absorb other people's chaos. Second, your emotional container is at capacity. The toilet is full. One more thing. One more person's problem. One more demand. One more boundary violation. And everything spills out, but not in a controlled way, in a chaotic, destructive way. Third, your subconscious knows that if this overflow happens in real life, it will damage your primary relationship, because your partner will be the one standing closest when the system ruptures. Here's what I learned from tracking this dream in my own life. The overflowing toilet wasn't predicting a random relationship disaster. It was predicting my own behaviour. It was showing me that if I didn't establish boundaries with toxic people in my life, I would unconsciously sabotage the one relationship that mattered most. And that's exactly what was starting to happen. I was absorbing a family member's negativity. I was trying to fix a friend's problems. I was taking on emotional weight that wasn't mine. And every night, my unconscious mind was screaming, "Stop. The system can't hold this. If you keep going, you're going to hurt her." And my partner noticed. Of course she noticed. I was becoming withdrawn, irritable, defensive. Not because of her, but because of the unprocessed emotional waste I was storing. This is the hidden dynamic in relationships. When one person's boundaries are weak, the other person absorbs the fallout. They feel the withdrawal. They sense the resentment, even though it's not directed at them. They experience the dysfunction as if it's their fault, when actually it's a boundary problem. So the dream was showing me two things. 1, your boundaries have failed. 2, the person you love is about to pay the price. Now, I want you to understand something crucial. This isn't about blame. This isn't about your partner being too demanding or other people being toxic. This is about you recognizing that you have limited emotional capacity and you need to protect it fiercely. Because the moment you stop protecting your own boundaries, your relationship enters a slow degradation, not because of external problems, because of internal erosion. The toilet overflowed in my dream multiple times, each time more desperate, each time me trying to stop it, but not addressing the cause. And that's the pattern I was living, reactive instead of proactive, treating symptoms instead of causes. What changed? I stopped trying to stop the overflow. Instead, I asked, where is this coming from? Who or what is creating this pressure that I can't contain? And the answer terrified me, because it meant I had to have difficult conversations. I had to disappoint people. I had to say no. I had to establish boundaries that made others uncomfortable. Here's what happened. Once I established those boundaries, the dream stopped, not gradually, immediately. Because your subconscious isn't trying to torture you, it's trying to protect you. It's scanning your future and saying, if you continue this trajectory, you will destroy your relationship. So I'm going to send you this nightmare, repeatedly, until you wake up, literally and figuratively. The toilet in this dream teaches us that boundaries aren't selfish. Boundaries are sacred. They're not walls to keep people out. They're valves to control what flows through you. And in the next episode, episode 3, the crashing paraglider, I'll show you what happens when you do establish boundaries and suddenly face cyclical threats that test your resolve. Because the universe doesn't just let you make one change. It tests you to make sure you're serious. But first, I need you to answer this question honestly. What are you absorbing that isn't yours to absorb? Where have your boundaries failed? And who are you unconsciously hurting because of it? Write that down. Don't share it yet. Just sit with it. Because tomorrow when you watch episode 3, you'll understand that the crashing paraglider is coming for a reason, and your ability to dodge it depends entirely on the boundaries you established today. The hedgehog taught us to see. The toilet is teaching us to feel. And the paraglider will teach us to act. One more thing about setting boundaries. The moment you do, new challenges emerge. People test your resolve. The universe escalates. And in episode 3, I'll show you exactly what this escalation looks like and how to navigate it without losing yourself or the people you love. Because establishing boundaries is just the beginning. Surviving the backlash is where real strength is forged. See you in 24 hours. This won't be what you expect.